I have two books for you today. The first is for all those who work with trees. The Fundamentals of General Tree Work by Mr. G.F. Beranek. This is a very comprehensive book that's geared mainly toward professionals, but it also includes sections on tree physiology, how to fell, how to do everything you can do with the tree, what problems to look out for when felling trees, and how to prune them, whether you're felling them or not. Because, after you bring the tree down in a way that doesn't destroy people or other property, and save yourself, basically, and your coworkers, okay, you have to bucket, which means cutting off all the sundry limbs and so forth so you can get it onto a truck and take it to the mill or wherever you're going to do with it after that. I think everyone will find this book useful. However, I would encourage people not to go out and actually buy a hardcover or softcover edition of this book because it's rather expensive. Now, if you're in the business, you can write that off as a necessary business expense. Okay? However, there is a very affordable PDF download available for about $30, making it very recommended for those who have trees or who wish to get into the tree business, because most people adore having a tree, and this is actually how you go about doing it. So, a very useful book. The next one is under the heading of sport and things to do when down south. Okay. Now this video goes on, and we're going to talk about the second edition of Catching the Bug by Jim Mathie. Perhaps it's having been out in the sun too long, but Mr. Mathie's book doesn't quite hit the mark. It's written in a very comic book kind of way, lots of splashy pictures and so on. And it's a bit offensive, too, because it's showing all the catches while talking about environmental sustainability. And yet the catches are huge. 12 lobsters at a go. Now, these are not big Maine monsters, no. They are big, clawless monsters. The other variety of lobster, which is in fact more plentiful than the big Maine monsters, but no. It tells you everything you need to know. What equipment you need, what licensing and stamps and how many and when and all the rest of this on getting a lobster. It even has a few recipes. They're all limited details, but that's about it. They don't do anything with the remainder of the lobster. Unlike the main ones where people use practically all of it. I mean, you can, I suppose, find recipes that'll work with this lobster and the other Maine lobster as well. However, you have to supplement it with a video to get the full idea in your head of how this or that is done. He doesn't have like a series of photographs showing the actual process of a hunt in place. Now, the video I watched was free diving using a snorkel, and Mr. Mathie here advocates scuba. However, how you catch the lobster varies between where you are. Different places who have jurisdiction have enacted different rules. Can you spearfish and, take out a lobster that way? Can you take females? How big of a lobster can you take? What is required? And so on and so forth. So you do get all the information in written form right in front of you that you can hang on to. But you also need to watch a video and see exactly what is done with a tickle stick and what is done with the net and capture bag and why you have to wear gloves and all the rest of this stuff. There are spiny lobsters. They have bumps on them. Kind of like about the size of your average rosebush thorn, Not massive things like cone snails that can kill you, but very uncomfortable to touch with the bare hand, so it's best to wear gloves. Not that the gloves will last very long, but still. So, now, the Mathie book, if you're into catching lobsters by hand down in the Gulf or in other tropical areas of the world, by all means, go for it. Catching the Bug is a good book. If you're interested in tree work, I definitely recommend Fundamentals of Tree Work by Beranek. Thank you for watching, and please do come again.